Well, welcome into the Alan Haire Show, and it's great to have Alan with us. Talk about tonight's game, or whenever you might be listening to this, and before the game or whatever. We're glad you're tuned in. Of course, we're going to have the reports throughout the game tonight, and Friday night, Thursday, and Friday night games. Both days coming all the time, giving you scores from all over. But tonight and right now, we're here to talk to Alan Haire about his Chaparral Bobcats kicking off the season at Leo Buckley against a familiar foe to some extent, the Killeen Kangaroos.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's been a minute. You know, I saw you a couple weeks ago out at Raising Cane's. Had a good crowd come out there. Your booster club doing well and supporting you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're hitting the ground running again.
Yep. And since then, you've been a couple scrimmages under your belt. And tell me about those.
Went well. We went down to Austin with Austin Navarro, and then the next week drove up to Prosper. Walnut Grove is a brand new school in Prosper, so we met them at Crowley, and so they were in our shoes, last year as far as getting started. So that was good for both groups there to work on that. You just want to stay healthy. You want to get reps and execution, and so we were able to do both those things. And so now Friday night football's back.
Yeah, and it's on Friday night too. You're not playing on Thursday. You're playing on Friday night.
Yeah, it's hard to believe some people are playing, even a day earlier now, in the week. So that they're getting going pretty quick.
Official shortage still going on, Coach?
A little bit in certain areas. I think the Central Texas chapter in this area is doing pretty good. It's those Metroplex areas and greater Houston, San Antonio areas that there's so many high schools, and there's so much need for officials that they run a little slim. But I think coming out of COVID, they're getting better and better as far as numbers.
Well, there's no games at Chaparral the first week. Both games are at Leo Buckley, so that gives you an extra week to get your field ready, right? It looks pretty good. Right. It's pretty green out there, man.
We denied all requests for using our field so we could practice. We need a lot of work, but no, that works to our favor. That when you're hosting over here, you better know how to maneuver traffic because it gets a little congested.
Yeah, it does.
Leaving over here, so I understand now that there's new turf at Leo Buckley and it's a little bit more accessible over there, and so. Some of the bigger games that draw more crowds will definitely be at Leo Buckley.
Oh, but your facilities here are beautiful, and you kept them up. It still looks as pretty as it did the first day I walked in over here.
Yes, sir. No, we were very fortunate.
Your office looks a little bit more crowded than it did originally, but you've got everything in order, I tell you what. And on the field?
Yes, sir.
How's it looking? Tell me about that offense.
At least I know first and last names this year, and
helmets still got stickers on the helmets.
Yeah,
tape.
Leave them on there so learn names. But they, muscle memory as far as repetition is better because of being in the system a year.
Yeah.
And so we're still young. I mean, we're going to start a bunch of sophomores at different places, but at least they have a clue of how to handle the varsity level, speed and competition. And so it just takes that year, and then it just takes time, and if they'll stay with it, then we'll be able to execute and good things can happen.
Now you ran that offense with the varsity last year, so the JV got to run it. Mm-hmm. The freshmen got to run it, so those guys have been in that system.
Yeah, they have
their second year. Yeah, now they know a little bit more what's going on.
Yes, sir. So that's a lot better for us acclimation wise.
Yeah, and how hard that's a hard offense to learn, but when it runs, baby.
Yeah, it's just takes time, to maneuver and grease it all up to. All the moving parts in the right direction. You got to know the little ins and outs of your landmarks,
right,
and your speed. So just take the right path and run fast, and generally you can get a few yards here or there.
You found a few hidden gems, did you?
I mean, we've got a few younger guys that can really run as far as natural with the football. I've got some people up front that are being more physical this year, and that comes with strength conditioning. That comes with explosion, understanding how to get out of a stance and get your hands on somebody and those types of things. So we'll put out a better product. You never talk about wins and losses, but right. I think we'll put out a better product that can compete at a higher level.
Yeah, plus they've gotten a year to do the workouts with your strength and conditioning, like you said, and especially with the heat we're going through right now. When they hit the turf on Friday night, it could be 104, but on the turf it could be 134.
Yeah, I mean, we've worked out in it all along, and we've done all the conditioning as far as what we think to be ready. Now it goes back on them to hydrate, take care of yourself, eat right, and you can never prepare, enough. You keep on working and working and working and working.
Now, you tweaked your coaching staff just a little bit this year. I know you had a baseball coach left and went.
Yeah, we got 3 new ones. Majority stayed intact. Things come up for different people and move for different reasons, but for the most part, we replaced everybody, and we're still a little short. Around the state, there's a shortage in educators and teachers and coaches, and it's not. There's not as many in the pool looking as there once was.
But your position coaches are intact, and those guys are working for those kids for another year.
Yes, sir.
That's
yes,
really
so that
important.
all worked out good.
And the weight room, how important is that weight room, buddy?
Yeah. Oh, it can't be overemphasized. That's where you submarine down in there in November, December, January, February, and that's where you got to spend 4 to 5 months, building your foundation. And we didn't have that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. A year ago when I walked into this office, you didn't have kids that had been out there for a year playing. It was all fresh new guys. It was just like unloading a bus full of kids going into the Army. You don't know who's going to get off that bus and what they're going to look like, but you're going to have to form a platoon team with what you got. And did very well last year, of course. Some tough games, but a lot of lessons learned. But going through that off season, doing those programs, doing the summer rough, 7-on-7, all that stuff just makes it that much better.
It all works together. It's all part of the process of trying to improve.
And 7-on-7, y'all did pretty good?
Yeah, well, we're competitive. We went to a few tournaments here and there, played in a few leagues around here. It's always good for our kids. It's good for our DBs, to make plays on the balls in the air. So it's a lot better than being at home on your phone. So we give them those options,
So I'm not going to talk about your offense a lot because I don't want anybody to know about it. If they don't already, it's exciting to watch, and it's going to be well honed more than it was last year.
Yes, sir.
And I know you're going to be ready. I'm going to see some smiles on your faces over there a few times here and there when you catch them off guard.
Catch them where we need to be. Yes, sir.
How many people know what kind of offense you run? Not everybody?
No, people that we played throughout the years.
That's about it.
Yeah, and so we don't advertise it a lot. We just, when we work, we work. And
run and shoot. It's a run and shoot, people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a...
I'm going to confuse them all.
Run again,
Yeah.
But the good thing is we're gonna make you play defense, and we'll try to take as much time off the clock as we can and limit the number of times our defense has to make tackles. And anytime you can do that, that's the best defense, is keep the ball.
Team speed is number one around here in all 5 high schools, and it's no different here at Chaparral.
No, we've got, at times in the backfield we may have 3 sophomores, but they do a good job participating in track and stream training and working on, their speed and so forth. So they'll get better as we go along, but we got a couple that, if you don't tackle them, they've got the talent to make you miss and take it on down, to the goal line if possible.
That'd be good. What about Josh's team? What have you seen? I know you probably got a chance to watch the scrimmage.
Yeah, I know they scrimmaged some tough people. I know the second scrimmage, of course, Temple, and Temple's a good football team this year, so that was probably a great test for Killeen to get them prepared for their upcoming season. The running backs, super talented. I know they have a good receiver. Roster-wise, I don't have all that in my hands, but
right.
And of course, everything revolves around the quarterback. He's a dual threat and can hurt you either way, and he does a good job managing the game.
Man, their defense is always good over Killeen too.
Yeah, they've got good size and they get to the football. So, for us, we got to worry about executing. We got to worry about what we do and not get caught up in all what the opponent is. But we got to worry about what we do.
Is that one of the problems you had last year? Was execution and that kind of thing?
Yeah, just being familiar,
Yeah.
and then keeping the same lineup week in and week. We people miss or people this or that, and we just had a real hard time getting any consistency with the same starters.
Yeah. So,
and if we can do that, we'll be better.
Well, I'm looking for a good game on Friday night against the Killeen Kangaroos, and I hope Chaparral comes away with the victory over the Roos at their place. That'd be sweet, wouldn't it?
Well, that's you saying that. I hope we can get in there and compete and keep the game close enough in the fourth quarter. That's a game.
Well, as always, I give you the last word on the show. I wish you good luck tonight, of course, and I'll be there to interview you after the game and get your thoughts. But any final thoughts?
No, we just we need to pray for a little rain, not on Friday, but at some point in time. So heat so heat needs to start dissipating a little bit and let these kids be able to get out there and work some. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
But no, we just hope the work that we put in will pay off and have fun, because you only get so many minutes of game time.
Yeah.
So you better enjoy it.
All right. Well, thanks, Alan. Good luck, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're watching I-14 Sports Network.